What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review. And you'll have to forgive me, I'm a little sick, so my voice is kind of messed up, so I apologize for that. But today we're looking at the Diamond Select Nightmare Before Christmas Series 2 figures. And these are the Toys R Us versions, so they come with less accessories. And they also come with different packaging. So here's a quick look at Jack. And then here's the Mayor. And then here's Dr. Finkelstein. And on the back of the packaging for Jack, you get the figure and a character description. And for the Mayor, you get the figure and it shows you that you could flip his head around, and it also has a character description. And for the Doctor, it shows you that you could flip his cranium up to show his brain, and it also has a character description. And the packaging for these figures is pretty cool. It's a lot smaller than the normal Select figures because it doesn't have to squeeze in all the accessories. And the packaging is not collector friendly, so once you open the figures, they're open. You can't put them back in the package. But let's take a look at Jack's articulation. His head is able to kind of tilt around. You can move it side to side, but the beard kind of gets in the way. It's hard to tilt it. His torso has a joint right here, and you could it tilts a little bit, and it also rotates, but not very much. And then for his arms, they're able to come out to the side, and they can come all the way around, and they're also able to swivel. Then he has single jointed elbows. They can also swivel. And then at his wrist, you just have a swivel and no hinge. I wish it had a hinge. And then for his legs, they're able to come forward about that much, and they can go back about that much. You could also flip the peg around to move them to the side. You also got a swivel. Then you have single jointed knees that also have a swivel. And then he has a swivel down here at the foot. And his feet are really small, so they don't rock or anything like that or tilt. Just really small feet with a small little peg. So he does have a lot of articulation, but I'm not a huge fan of the joints. And I kind of don't like how they have the swivel just at the joint, because then it makes it to where the arms fall off really easy. You take a look here, all you have to do is bend it and they fall right out. It kind of sucks. But yeah, he has these little joints all over. And yeah, they've come apart way too easy. It's really frustrating to mess with. I really wish that they just had the limbs attached to those pieces and then put the swivel somewhere else. But yeah, that's it for Jack. And for the Mayor, his head is able to move all the way around. And it's able to tilt and rock around, so that's pretty cool. And then his arms are able to come up and down. And they can rotate, but it's a little tough. But yeah, they have a okay amount of movement. It's just the one joint at the shoulder. There's no elbow articulation or anything like that, but I don't think it needs it. Then his hand is able to rotate and move around in a bunch of different directions. And that's it for the Mayor, but I really don't mind his lack of articulation. I think it's fine. And for the Doctor here, his wheelchair is able to roll around. Then you're able to pull him out. And his head is able to move side to side. And then it could also tilt a pretty good amount. And then you got the cranium that comes up like that. It's articulated. And his arms don't really have too much articulation, just here at the shoulder. And they're able to move around. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish that you're able to put his arms straight, or I wish his arms had a little bit more movement, but it's not too bad. And then you're able to swivel his hand at his glove right here. Then his legs are able to swing and kind of move around a little bit. So yeah, not too much articulation on him, but again, I don't think you really need it with him. You can't really pose him. I just kind of wish his arms could reach his brain so that you could, pose him scratching it or messing with his head or something like that. That'd be cool. And like I said before, these are the Toys R Us versions, so they don't come with too many accessories. But Jack does come with a couple gifts. And here's the first one. It does have like a real Tim Burton feel to it, so that's pretty cool. And it's nothing fancy. It's pretty light plastic, so you can maybe get him to hold it, but it was tough for me to do it. I couldn't do it, but maybe someone can. Then it also comes with this one here that has like some jack-o'-lanterns on it and stuff like that. It looks pretty cool. The paint kind of gets messy where the side pieces meet with the top, but other than that, they look nice. And Jack also comes with this stand. And this stand has a bunch of points of articulation. It's pretty cool. And it's just held together with screws, so if it gets loose, you could just tie in it and it works like new again. So that's pretty cool. And they come apart. And you could also make it smaller and stuff like that. I like the stand, and Jack needs it because there's no way he's standing up without the stand. So, and then the Mayor comes with this little clear stand that has a little peg right here. and you're able to plug him right into that, and then it works pretty good. You could probably get the mayor to stand without that, but it's a lot easier with the stand, so that's very cool. And then the doctor just comes with his wheelchair here, no other accessories. Again, these are the Toys R Us versions, so they're a lot less expensive, but they come with pretty much no accessories, so you kind of expect that when you get them. And this wheelchair is really nice. They did a good job on all the sculpt and stuff like that. And then for some size comparisons, here's the three of them all standing together. And I think they all scale pretty good with each other. I like how big Jack is compared to the mayor and the Dr. Finkelstein. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I wasn't really sure who to compare him to, so I just threw him in with a couple different figures. And here they are with Figure Arts Leonardo. And here they are with Figure Arts Ant-Man. And here's the Doctor and Jack with Mafex Boba Fett. And here's the Mayor and Jack with Samurai Spider-Man from Bandai. And here's the Doctor and Jack with Black Panther from Marvel Select. And here they are along with Mezco Captain America. And here they are with a bunch of guys, just so you can see the scale. And I really like the size of these guys. And here's Santa Jack along with Jack from Series 1. And I think these figures are pretty cool, but the only thing is I really hate the way the joints work. On the Jack figures, they had those, they got those skinny little limbs, which they need, but I don't know. I'm just not really happy with the articulation. I wish they would have figured out some other way to do it. And I wish I had the NECA one handy to compare it to, so I can't really say which one's better. I will say this though, with the NECA one, as soon as I opened it, it's old. I think they came out like 6 or 7 years ago or something. But back then when I bought it, as soon as I opened it, the hand broke off like right away. So it kind of sucked, and I never bought another one after that. I haven't had any problems with these ones breaking or anything like that, so that's pretty cool. And here's the Mayor and Dr. Finkelstein along with the Jack from Series 1. And yeah, I do think they look pretty cool together. And here's a closer look at Santa Jack. And the sculpt is really, really nice. They did a great job on the sculpt. I like the way the beard looks. I like the way that the Santa hat looks. It's funny, they got the teeth inside of Jack's mouth. I thought that was pretty funny. It shows them like that sometimes in the movie. And not too much going on with this costume. It's just red, but it looks really good. And you got the belt. And I really like the way that his arms look, like that wiry spider kind of look. It looks nice. One thing that kind of sucks on mine is the paint's chipped right there on the hand. And I didn't see it when it was in the packaging, but what could you do? And yeah, for the most part, the paint and sculpt is pretty good on this guy. You got the little feet here at the bottom. Overall, they did a good job on the sculpt for Santa Jack, and the paint's pretty good too, except for that little mess up on the hand that I had. And now let's take a look at the Mayor. And the sculpt is really nice on the Mayor. I think they did a really good job on this guy. And there's a lot of cool sculpted details on his, throughout his whole jacket and everything. And then you got the spider right here and his little name tag or his Mayor badge. And yeah, the jacket sculpted. There's a bunch of gray shading in there. And yeah, I think it looks pretty perfect. And then here you can see the hat. It's pretty sturdy. I don't think it's gonna snap or anything like that. I really like the fact that you could switch his head around to show his worried face. I think that's really good. And that's sculpted really nice too. And yeah, this guy, he's just a big hunk of hollow plastic. He's really light. You would think that he's a little bit heavier because how big he is, but he's just a big hollow piece of plastic. And yeah, his head is able to move a pretty nice amount like that, so you're able to get some cool poses. And I kind of thought his eye and his nose should have been painted black, but it's gray. I'm not sure. I tried to look at some pictures to see what it really looked like, but I felt like it should have been black. I don't know, but it's a little gray, as you could see there. And I also thought this eye was yellow, but I might be wrong about that. And then here on his hand, you got his nails painted, stuff like that. On his neck, there's a little bit of paint smudge or something like that from his head just swinging, being able to turn around there on the torso. But yeah, it leaves a couple little marks on his head, or on his neck, and you can see the same thing on this side. But it's not a big deal because the Mayor always kind of looks sloppy and weird looking. And the sculpt for Dr. Finkelstein is really nice too. Let's take a look at this here. I really like the way that the wheelchair looks. I think they did a pretty good job on that. Looks like real old school and like primitive almost, you know, like medieval or something. You got some stuff sculpted on the back there. And yeah, the wheelchair looks really cool. The handles aren't articulated though. I kind of wish they were. But they're not. They're just stuck there in place. And he comes out of the wheelchair really easy. And for his sculpt is really good. They did a really good job on his sculpt. Yeah, here's a closer look at his face. And all these figures are sculpted by Dave Cortez, and he did a really good job on these guys. It says that on the back of the packaging. So it's very cool. It's like his gown here is like textured. He's got the small little feet. The paint on the buttons don't look as crisp as I think they should, but all the ones I saw in the stores look bad like that. And yeah, his head sculpt again is really nice. I like the way that the brain is sculpted. That looks really cool. And I just wish that his hand could reach up to his brain so you could show him scratching it, but yeah, you can't. And I kind of wish that the cranium closed a little bit better, but that's about as good as it closes. But it still looks cool. Yeah, the sculpt is really perfect on this guy. So overall, I'm pretty happy with these figures. I think that they could have done Jack a little bit better. I'm not a big fan of the way his joints work. I really hate the fact that it falls apart really easy and he's really hard to pose. I really wish that they just kept the joints connected to the limbs and then just added a swivel like at the bicep or at the lower arm, or, you know, at the upper thigh or whatever, just, you know, stuff like that, instead of just having the swivel where the joint's at, because, you know, then you can't connect it and then it's falling apart. Or I wish that they would have had like like a head at the end of the peg so that the arms just stayed on, and then I would have been fine with it and you'd still be able to swivel. So I'm not really sure why they did it this way, but yeah, like I said, overall, I'm really happy with this figure set. I don't think that I would have been as happy if I paid for the full versions, which, you know, these are the Toys R Us versions. Like I said, they come with a lot less accessories, but they're way less expensive. These came up to like $14.99 each, and the regular ones are usually going to be like, you know, $26.99 or $25.99 or whatever. They get kind of expensive, and I can't find them anywhere local. So if I wanted to get those ones, I'd have to order them. So you got like shipping on top of that. It would have come out to be really expensive. It would have been like $90 for the set of these 3 figures, and I think if I paid that much, then I would have been a lot less satisfied than I am now. And you know, the full versions do look cool. Like Jack comes with a couple extra presents and a bag, and then a base that connects along with the other figures. The mayor comes with like a podium and like a scroll and like a couple other things. He has his book. I think the mayor would have been like worth it to buy the whole thing, because, you know, the figure is what it is. It can't really be much better than it is. You can't have like a bunch of articulation or anything like that. So I'm happy with the mayor figure, and I think the accessories would have just added to it. And I think Dr. Finkelstein just comes with a bowl and a spoon and then a base piece that connects along with Jack's base. For those 2 little things, I don't think it would have been worth the extra, you know, $10, $12, $15 or whatever it is to get the main version. So for Dr. Finkelstein, I'm fine. But yeah, for Jack, I think I would have been upset if I paid almost $30 for that figure and it was like falling apart, even though the accessories are cool. But yeah, like I said, overall, I am happy with this set for what I paid. And it's going to be cool to display these guys at the holiday times and stuff like that. So I'm very happy to have them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to check out CoolToyReview.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you like the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that cool stuff. And that's it. Thank you very much. Peace.